Embark on a journey into the treacherous waters of history's most infamous maritime legends as we explore the 10 deadliest and most feared pirate vessels of all time. These ships and their vicious crews struck fear into the hearts of sailors and merchants alike. Each vessel was helmed by notorious captains who spared no mercy as they plundered and pillaged their way across the oceans. Let's delve into the stories of these notorious ships, their ruthless crews, and the havoc they wreaked upon the high seas. From tales of legendary battles to the untold horrors endured by their victims, these ships represent the dark underbelly of maritime history, where survival often depended on the swift and cunning actions of those who dared to challenge them. Prepare to set sail on a voyage of danger, adventure, and the relentless pursuit of fortune and glory amidst the perilous world of piracy. The Black Pearl. The legendary Black Pearl, commanded by the enigmatic Captain Jack Sparrow, struck fear into the hearts of sailors across the Caribbean and beyond. With its black sails billowing in the wind and its hull adorned with the scars of countless battles, this infamous pirate ship embodies the very essence of terror on the high seas. Known for its unparalleled speed and maneuverability, the Black Pearl was a force to be reckoned with, capable of overtaking even the fastest merchant vessels with ease. Its crew, comprised of some of the most notorious pirates to ever sail the seven seas, is as feared as the ship itself, with tales of their ruthlessness and cunning spreading far and wide. The Queen Anne's Revenge. Once captained by the notorious pirate Blackbeard, who captained several pirate ships of the era, the Queen Anne's Revenge instilled terror in all who crossed its path during the early 18th century. Armed to the teeth with a formidable arsenal of cannons and manned by a crew of hardened buccaneers, this imposing vessel prowled the waters of the Caribbean, preying on unsuspecting merchant ships and coastal settlements with ruthless efficiency. Blackbeard's fearsome reputation and the intimidating presence of his ship struck fear into the hearts of sailors and coastal communities alike, earning the Queen Anne's Revenge a place in the annals of maritime history as one of the deadliest pirate ships of all time. The Ranger. Commanded by the infamous pirate John Rackham, the Ranger terrorized the Caribbean waters during the early 18th century. Rackham, also known as Calico Jack, was renowned for his audacity and cunning tactics, and the Ranger was his vessel of choice for plundering merchant ships and coastal settlements. The ship was a formidable sight, with its black sails billowing in the wind and its cannons primed for battle. Under Rackham's leadership, the Ranger became feared throughout the Caribbean for its lightning-fast attacks and merciless crew. Rackham himself was a skilled navigator and strategist, often outmaneuvering larger naval vessels with his smaller, more agile ship. The Ranger's reign of terror came to an end in 1720, when Rackham and his crew were captured by pirate hunters off the coast of Jamaica. The Fancy. The pirate ship Fancy, commanded by the notorious Captain Henry Every in the late 17th century, was feared for its audacious attacks on merchant vessels in the Indian Ocean. Every, also known as Long Ben, was a cunning and ruthless pirate who terrorized the seas with his crew of cutthroats. The Fancy's reputation for brutality and plunder spread far and wide, making it one of the most feared pirate ships of its time. Every's reign of terror came to an end after the infamous raid on the Mughal treasure ship Ganges Sawai in 1695, which yielded one of the largest hauls in pirate history. Despite its eventual demise, the Fancy's legacy as a symbol of piracy's golden age lives on in the annals of maritime lore. The Whydah Galley. Captained by the infamous pirate Samuel Black Sam Bellamy, the Whydah Galley was one of the most feared pirate ships of the golden age of piracy in the early 18th century. Originally a slave ship, the Whydah was captured by Bellamy and transformed into a formidable pirate vessel, feared throughout the Caribbean and beyond. With its sleek design and swift speed, the ship terrorized the waters of the Atlantic, plundering countless ships and amassing a vast fortune in treasure. Its reign of terror came to an end in 1717, when the ship was wrecked in a violent storm off the coast of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, but its legacy as one of the deadliest pirate ships of all time survives. The Flying Gang's Fancy. The Flying Gang's Fancy, a notorious pirate ship captained by Charles Vane, prowled the waters of the Caribbean during the golden age of piracy in the early 18th century. Renowned for its speed, agility, and ruthless crew, the ship struck fear into the hearts of merchant sailors and naval vessels alike. With its sleek design and black sails billowing in the wind, the ship was a menacing sight on the open sea. Under Vane's command, the flying gang's Fancy raided numerous merchant ships, plundering their cargo and accumulating vast wealth. Known for its daring raids and ferocious crew, the flying gang's Fancy became a symbol of piracy in the Caribbean, inspiring fear among those who encountered it. Despite its eventual demise at the hands of British naval forces, the legend of the flying gang's Fancy lives on as a testament to the audacity and ruthlessness of the pirates of the era. The Revenge. The Revenge, commanded by the infamous pirate John Calico Jack Rackham, was a formidable vessel that terrorized the waters of the Caribbean in the early 18th century. Rackham, known for his flamboyant attire and ruthless tactics, struck fear into the hearts of sailors and merchants alike with his daring raids and merciless attacks. The Revenge's sleek design and swift speed made it a formidable opponent, capable of outrunning larger, more heavily armed ships. Rackham's reign of terror came to an end in 1721 when the Revenge was cornered by British naval forces off the coast of Jamaica. Despite its eventual capture, the Revenge's reputation as one of the deadliest pirate ships of its time endures in the annals of maritime history. The Adventure Galley. The Adventure Galley, captained by the notorious pirate William Kidd in the late 17th century, was feared for its brutal raids on merchant vessels in the waters of the Indian Ocean and the Caribbean. Kidd, also known as Captain Kidd, was a skilled navigator and tactician who amassed a vast fortune in plunder during his brief but notorious career as a pirate. The Adventure Galley's reputation for violence and cruelty made it one of the most feared pirate ships of its time, striking fear into the hearts of sailors and merchants across the seas. Kidd's eventual capture and execution in 1701 marked the end of the Adventure Galley's reign of terror, but its legacy as a symbol of piracy's golden age lives on in the annals of maritime history. The Royal Fortune. The Royal Fortune, commanded by the infamous pirate Bartholomew Roberts, also known as Black Bart, was one of the most feared pirate ships of the early 18th century. Roberts, a skilled navigator and tactician, terrorized the waters of the Caribbean and the coast of West Africa with his daring raids and merciless attacks. The Royal Fortune's formidable firepower and swift speed made it a formidable opponent, capable of overpowering even the most heavily armed merchant vessels. Robert's reign of terror came to an end in 1722 when the Royal Navy cornered and killed him off the coast of Africa. Despite its eventual demise, the Royal Fortune's legacy as one of the deadliest pirate ships of its time endures in maritime history. The Adventure. The Adventure, captained by the infamous pirate Blackbeard, instilled terror in the hearts of sailors during the early 18th century. Renowned for its black sails and intimidating appearance, the Adventure was a formidable force on the high seas. With a crew of hardened criminals, Blackbeard pillaged and plundered numerous vessels along the eastern coast of North America and throughout the Caribbean. The mere sight of the Adventure struck fear into the hearts of its victims, who knew they faced certain death or captivity at the hands of Blackbeard and his crew. In 1718, the Adventure met its demise off the coast of North Carolina after a fierce battle with British naval forces. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below.